Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, July 1st, 2024. Well, what's going on? How are ya? How's it going? Oh, Billy Freckles is on fucking summer vacation, man. We taped the special up there in the Moore Theater Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then I had one more show on Saturday where I was actually already trying out the new stuff. The crowds were incredible. The theater was incredible. The crew was incredible. Seattle was incredible. It just went great. I think I got my best special yet. I'm very excited about it. And that's it. And I also got to spend... I got up there Tuesday because I had to check out the set and everything, and I got to see a lot of Seattle. Saturday we went out, took a boat ride around, let's see, I wrote down where the hell we were at. Where is it? Where is my goddamn list? You try to prepare, and just things don't work out. We got in at the... Lake Union, and then went over to Lake Washington. And it's funny, all those nerds that came up with shit like, YouTube and Zillow, Bill Gates, the Macintosh guy, they all have these houses along the way there, on the other side of this bridge. And it's funny, like north of the bridge is millionaires, south of the bridge is like billionaires, which is hilarious to me because it's like it's the same fucking water. What about across the way? Can a comedian be on that lake? I've always found that fucking amazing that like people want to live where it's like the most expensive for like the least amount of shit. God knows those people got money to burn, so what do they care, right? There was like one guy, he's a paleontologist, had a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton in his house. How long before you get sick of that? But I guess that's his life's work. That's what he wanted to do. But I was just sitting there going like, I don't know. I like drums and shit, but if I couldn't play the kit, how long could I? I'd probably stare at it for a while. Yeah, I guess that's what he's into. Anyway, but I always fascinated me how take if you go to Chicago and all those people trying to live right there on Lake Michigan and all that and get a view. You go up to fucking Milwaukee, it's the same fucking lake. It's the exact same water. What are we doing here? I guess there's more shit to do in Chicago. I've never fucking understood it. I don't know, but it was, but they were beautiful houses and all of that. And the guy was telling us all this friggin' security they have. Like if you try and scuba dive up, sensors go off. If you're on the property, the sensors go off. And I'm just thinking I guess that would be scary to be a nerd with $1 billion, But I just what do you think? They have it in the house? They got a fucking floor safe. Is Bill Gates in there making it rain? Is that what he's doing? I have no idea. I got no idea. But you know what? God bless them. They were all broke at one point, and they all had ideas, and then they made a bunch of money. And they live on a beautiful lake. So I got to, and meanwhile, I got to see a lot more Seattle just being out there. And I got to tell you, I fucking love that city. I've been there a bunch of times and always kind of liked it, but then always had to get out of there. But it was really cool when I first would go up there before they had all their new stadiums and shit. And they still had the King Dome, and I don't know if Key Arena's still around, but I saw a Sonics game there. And I saw a Mariners game with Ken Griffey Jr. at the old King Dome and stuff. And it was a real cool city in that I feel like they kind of started building it up as the space program and the space race and trying to land on the moon. So there's a lot of there's a Tang vibe. That's what the astronauts used to drink. So then the kids would want to drink it. It was just, I don't even know what the fuck, it was just orange powdery shit that was supposed to be orange juice or something. I have no idea. But it seems like a lot of the architecture is influenced by that time, mixed in with, some really old stuff and then some newer stuff. But it's such a fucking cool city. And I, like a lot of people, lumped sort of Portland, Oregon and Seattle all into like the same sort of vibe and city because they were so close together. Completely different vibes. But Seattle is definitely one of those cities. I could definitely live there. I will say, though, I was joking about this Saturday night. The women up there, oh my God, unapproachable. Jesus Christ. I've never seen like so many plain Janes with a chip on their shoulder in my life. Like we were like doing some man in the street shit. And I was talking about how the Bible blames women, how stupid that is, like eat the apple. And some woman was just like walking by. And I was like, I just sort of just playfully went like, you never ate an apple, right? And then she just stopped. She's like, what did you say? And like got all in my grill, like really like super hostile and defensive. And I was just like, I had like chill vibe. And then at some point she just goes, what? I'm just trying to fucking get to work. It's like, well, go to work. Jesus Christ, why are you coming at me like I was hitting on you? I definitely was not hitting on you. I don't know. But I found that like a couple of times that like, I asked somebody, there was this big long line. I guess it was a pop-up store, it was closed. So I just said, excuse me, what are you guys standing in line for? Is this food or clothes or something like that? And she just had like this real super fucking defensive, like type of vibe. And it was gross. Other than that, people were fucking cool. But there was, I'll be honest with you, it was 2 people that did that, but that was 2 people too many. You know what I mean? This might be shallow. Well, this is definitely going to be shallow to say. It's bad enough when somebody good-looking has an attitude, but when somebody not even remotely good-looking has the attitude of a fucking hot chick, it's like, did you cure cancer? I mean, why are you fucking talking to me like you don't look like me? We're on the same level here. Don't fucking come at me like you're way too good-looking, much better looking than me to be talked to. You know what? That's not fair to Seattle. There was, let's be a little more even-handed. Every city, has some cunts, right? So male and female or whatever, right? So maybe that's what it was. I will say, though, Saturday night when I was joking around and I said the women in Seattle were unapproachable, like it fucking murdered. Like, it fucking murdered. And it didn't just murder because I was saying something insulting. It's like I didn't even get to the joke. I just said, I was complimenting myself, but I gotta tell you, the women up here, like, are fucking unapproachable. And they immediately started laughing before that was like the setup to go into talking about why they were unapproachable and they'd already killed. So there has to be maybe a little bit of truth to that, or whatever. The problem I have is which show I'm going to use because they all went great in different ways, but trying to figure out which one to kind of do a rough cut on. I don't know, but that's like a good problem to have, and I don't know. I just really can't believe it's behind me. It was almost like I had like a letdown today when I woke up because it's just like being like under that kind of pressure for like 3-4 days. Then like you get back and you're like, okay, now what? You know what it is? It's not a depression. It's like I don't know how to fucking chill out. So I was like, I have the whole summer off. And I'm like, I'm going to spend all this time with my kids. And by the time I landed, I was like, I'm going to go for my instrument rating again. And I was like, Bill, stop fucking doing that. My goal this summer, I always hang with my kids every day during the summer break. That's like I have to do something with them every single day, right? But I'm going to learn how to fucking relax. I'll tell you what else worked. You know that shit I was telling you guys about? That inhale, exhale, and then smile when you're starting to get angry? That thing I saw George St. Pierre talking about? I was doing that before going out to do my special. You know, you get like butterflies, but the wrong kind of butterflies. Like you're like, God, why am I... should I do this or whatever? And you just start feeling like uncomfortable. And once again, smiling, whatever the chemical it fucking releases, and then rather than like with anger, it makes me feel silly for being angry because I'm usually angry about something that's insignificant. Inhaling, exhaling, then smiling actually helped me a little bit with nerves because it made me feel like I just really saw how it changed everything, how I walked out onto the stage. I kind of like, I don't know. My whole life, people looked at me when I'm just sitting there, they're going like, what's wrong? You all right? Is everything all right? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking fine. But it's like, I didn't realize I was just sort of waiting for the other shoe to drop. After all the bullshit from when I was a kid, I was just waiting for something bad to happen. So I was actually at peace while I had a look on my face like something fucked up was going to happen, because something fucked up always happened when I was growing up. So like I kind of learned like, I don't know, all of this shit. Like if I just sort of smile, when I'm done smiling, my face comes to a resting point, not all the way down. It's sort of just like this neutral energy, which is something new to me. So I think I'm learning how to rewire my brain. Doing this without fucking mushrooms too, which is pretty good. Because I don't want to be like, I don't know, I don't want to judge people, but that fucking microdosing, like every day you just sort of walking around, I did that joke when I did the Troubadour. We used to call it half in a bag. Half in the bag. You'd fucking start out day off, you'd take a swig of a flask to get you through the first chunk of your day or something like that. I know alcohol and mushrooms are two separate things, but I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. So anyway, I have like the next 7 or 8 days off. So I'm just going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to just fucking chill out, which is difficult. Anyway, I went to a cool guitar store when I was there. I forget what part of town that was in. I ran into Adam Ray. He came out one night and he told me all of these spots to go to, like for coffee and all of this shit. And he ended up being 100% right. But like, my wife surprised me. She came up on the last day. I was hoping I was sitting there going like, why didn't she come up? She told me she always wanted to go to Seattle. And now here I am. I'm here for 4 days. And she was like nowhere to be found. Pioneer Square. It was a music store that I went to. Went to a coffee shop over there, Elm Street Grinders or something like that, which was fantastic. What the fuck was the name of the guitar store? I'm trying to look it up right now. Oh, there it is. Emerald City Guitars. That place was cool as shit. Just overall a great time. And with that, now it is baseball season. Oh, take me out to the ball game. A buddy of mine was trying to tell me, I've been paying attention because I was getting ready to tape and everything. They were saying the Red Sox might have exposed the Yankees a little bit. And I was like, how do you expose a baseball team? He said that we ran on their catcher. And for whatever reason, the guy didn't have a strong enough arm. So ever since then, everybody's just been taken off running, and they've lost some games or whatever. But I don't know, the Yankees looks pretty goddamn good to me. We shall see what happens, though. But I plan on watching some baseball, some golf, and I don't know. You guys have any suggestions on how to not fucking do anything? I don't know. I come from a family of scatterbrained people, and I used to watch the older people, the aunts and uncles and all that, and I used to always take them like 2-3 days on a vacation, and then they would fucking chill. So maybe I got the same thing. I come from a long line of fucking wound up people. So there you go. If you guys want to know what my internal battle is basically, if I have nothing to do, I don't know what to do with myself, and I can slide into a fucking depression. So then what happens is I just book a bunch of work, so I don't slide into the depression. But then when I'm in doing all the work, I'm sitting there going like, I fucking need a day off. Jesus Christ, it never fucking ends. And I always go, it never fucking ends. And I'm the one that booked all the shit. I'm the one that said yes to everything. So I got to fucking work on that stuff. So anyway, I saw, some clips of the we'll call it a debate. I got to be honest. Let's just be honest. Nobody won that thing. That was an over. I think Trump won against Biden, but America lost. And the Democrats and the Republicans are failing this country right now, that these are our two choices. And I have to be honest with you, I'm a little fucking concerned, because if I was thinking of invading this country, seeing these two nitwits going back and forth. I mean, at one point, they just started talking about golf. I mean, what in the fuck? What are we watching here? Like, the bar is so fucking low. Like, people are so, like, at each other's throats with this left versus the right that they're not even looking at their choices, I don't think. And you're sitting there watching the dregs, the bottom of the barrel here. My God, this is like... It's like a bad Hollywood movie. It's like this, the only thing, it's like, what is that, Wild Hogs? A bunch of old guys getting on motorcycles for one more trip across the country. What are they going to learn about themselves? This is like grumpier old men meets Cocoon, meets, I don't know what, The Day After. Remember that fucking TV movie? I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Like, how did we end up here? I was really thinking about it, but both sides can blame each other because nobody was mature enough to just pull the plug and say, what are we doing here? Let's take a step towards each other and let's try to be a little more in the middle. We just kept getting further and further and further extreme. And then also, I think because there's so much media, that the only way to get eyeballs on something is to act like the extreme right and the extreme left are examples of Democrats and Republicans, and they're not. They're not. Like, whenever they try to show like liberals, this is, typical liberal. They'll show like one of these psychos at an abortion rally, like that chick with the deep voice going, my choice, my choice, my choice. And then my friends will be like, dude, these fucking liberals are crazy. And I'm like, you think that's what the fuck? That's a crazy person. And the same thing with like acting like the majority of people that vote for Trump are the people that showed up on January 6th. It's like not. It's just staunch Republicans and diehard liberals are just going to vote for whatever has a blue or a fucking red tie. That's what gets them over. There's not enough of those idiots from January 6th to elect somebody. You got to have an overall base. And it's the same thing with like Democrats. Like, Democrats are not sitting on the ground screaming, nah, like that chick in 2016. So, anyway, oh, look at this. My dinner just came here. Hey, Nia.
Yes?
Can you teach me how to relax?
Here. Relax.
Oh, you slap me in the face. No, that's my goal. I got like 8 days here. And I would just like to not do a bunch of shit. I have a few things that I want to do, but I don't want to do a bunch of shit. And I don't know how not to do that.
I know, but you can, just one day at a time. We'll start
all right.
Tomorrow.
Just look at me and be like, hey, just scream, hey, stop doing shit.
Hey, stop, hey.
Yeah, stop doing shit.
Put that down.
Hey, how fun was Seattle?
2, meet the heat.
Meet the heat.
Seattle was awesome, and you killed it. And yeah, it was great.
All right, I
gotta keep my eyes on.
Oh, and the little ones. Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, well, I'm gonna eat my dinner here. I'll finish this after. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I'm hoping all of us regular people, Republicans and Democrats, who aren't screaming "my choice" or climbing walls with a staircase right next to you on January 6th. I think it's up to all of us. We really have to fucking relax. We gotta I don't know what. We got to calm down the children on either end. Is that a fucking wind chime? Did somebody put up a fucking wind chime? What the fuck was that? I think my neighbor put up a wind chime. Oh no. Well, I don't know what. I don't know. Some people like those fucking things. You want to talk about just like shutting your brain off, or whatever your brain is telling you that you constantly need that fucking noise in your ears. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, can I ask you a question? What would you rather have living next to you? Somebody with wind chimes or a cat lady? All right, let me eat this shit and I'll finish this podcast. All right, I'm back. I mean, basically, it's our choices are between two mentally ill people. I don't even know what to do. You got some, whatever is going on with Joe Biden, and then fucking Trump is a full-on fucking narcissist. I saw a thing where he was going like January 6th, it was the vibe there was loving. So I guess, I don't know, I guess that's where we're at. I just wish both parties would be like, all right, we'll get rid of our guy if you get rid of your guy. And let's just start over again. Let's get somebody in their 40s. That's what I want. Somebody in their 40s that, you know, is going to have to live with the shit that we're going to face with global warming and all. We got to do something. I wish somebody would just fucking start dumping money into public schools again. I just don't understand. I don't understand why fucking rich people don't want to have their taxes go to that. Or that selfish thing where your kids are already through public schools, so you don't want to pay for it because you got to fucking use them and now you don't give a shit. All right, I'm going to stop talking about this stuff. I deliberately don't talk about this shit, but that stuff the other night was just so fucked up. All right, I'm sorry. Let me move on. I don't have any reads this week. I'll do. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on anywhere anymore. What is this? Oh no, this is my notes from my set. Now wait a second. I downloaded everything. Oh Jesus, Bill. I didn't download. I copied and pasted, didn't I? Anyway, let's just keep moving on. All right. We'll get into the questions here. New NFL kickoffs. Dear Billy Moose Nuts. I don't know what that means. As you probably heard, the NFL owners agreed to adopt the XFL's kickoff rules, and I'm wondering what your thoughts were. It sounds bizarre. I haven't seen it, but it sounds bizarre. But it's also, they have to do something about CTE. I think that's the reason for doing it. I don't know why. Let's keep reading here. I'm not the best explaining it, but to anybody listening who's unfamiliar, everybody on the kicking team, but the kicker, now line up on the opposing team's 40-yard line, with the returning team, except the two returners, lining up 5 to 10 yards away. All right. Nobody can move until one of the returners touches the ball. Oh, fuck, I got the hiccups. Hang on a second. All right, here we go. Fuck. I ate too fast, trying to get back to the podcast. All right. With the returning team, except for two returners, lining up 5 to 10 yards away. Nobody can move until one of the returners touches the ball. All right, so the kicker moves. Everybody stands still on both sides. So there's no more wedge breaker. Then the person catches the ball, and then they all run. Well, I think they moved it up, and then there was too many touchbacks, so now they want to have returns, but they don't want people slamming their heads and suing them later for CTE. That's the real reason. It's not that they give a shit about players' health. It's that they don't want to have to settle another class action suit. I think that's what it is. The person says, I apologize if my description wasn't very good, but if you look up a video of an XFL kickoff on YouTube, it is pretty easy to understand. Personally, I'm not a fan. I think these kickoffs look lame, and I think a better solution to the abundance of touchbacks would have been to just move everybody but the returner back 5 yards. Thoughts, and go fuck yourself. I think this is one of these things where, there's a lot of like keyboard warriors out there going, this is pussy football, and I remember men used to play football, and it's like, yeah, but you never did. All right, you never played football at that level, and you didn't have to deal with the results of it. And I think it's pretty fucking selfish as a fan that I would want my entertainment to come before their safety. The game has evolved, you know what I mean? They used to have the Statue of Liberty play, and, they used to have straight-on kickers. It's always going to evolve. If it makes it safer, I don't give a fuck. I'll get used to it, I'd rather have that than somebody fucking committing suicide by shooting themselves in the chest so science can look at their brain. I mean, do you want that at the end of the player's life, or would you just rather, just move them a little closer together, try to figure out a safer way to do it? I don't know. Here's another thing, too. Like, electric cars are getting trashed, on Instagram, as well they should, right? I'm not saying that you can't make fun of them and all that stuff, but I just love people that drive gas combustion cars, and they can somehow see all the bad reasons why you shouldn't go electric. But as we're in the middle of this 20-year fucking war that bankrupted the country because of oil and the control of oil, they somehow don't see that. Oh, God, it's just, how do you guys watch the news and stay informed? It's so fucking depressing. And then here, look at it. I only watched a little of it. Now I'm fucking depressing you guys, and that's not my job. My job's to make you fucking laugh. All right, here we go. Keep you up. I apologize. Vote for whoever you want to. These are the two best old senile fucking lunatics, sociopath, narcissist, dementia fucking white guys we could find. You know what this country needs? To choose between someone in their 80s or in their late 70s to lead the country. All right, victory against billionaire cunts. Dear Bill Romanowski Burr, how dare you? How fucking dare you? How dare you? I don't play the game like that. You often complain about how corporations are invincible, but us regular folk got a big win on Thursday. The Supreme Court rejected the opioid settlement that Purdue Pharmaceutical agreed to. What do you mean, Purdue Pharmaceutical? The people who make the chicken, when it pops up, it's perfect? Did they combine with pharmaceutical? The pharmaceutical industry? Is that what happened? Is Live Nation involved in this? Anyway, the Supreme Court rejected opioid settlement that Purdue Pharmaceutical agreed to, which shielded the billionaire Sackler family from any civil liabilities from victims. Well, that's good, finally. Basically, it's looking like the family will be vulnerable to personal lawsuits that hopefully will drain their massive bank accounts. That's a long ways off. They're probably taking all their money right now and sticking it in the fucking Cayman Islands. Now, this admittedly isn't perfect. It would be nice to see some of them in jail, but taking their blood money is a decent consolation prize. 100%. And, the Department of Justice is going after Live Nation for being a monopoly. So I think the pendulum is going to, it has to start swinging back at some point. I'm not saying all corporations are bad, but to deregulate all of them, which started back in the early 80s under Reagan. Reagan thought that was a good idea. It would, if they weren't regulated, they could create more jobs and blah, 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 blah. And who would have foreseen where that was going to go? I'm sure a bunch of people said that they could see it, but I don't think Reagan knew what they were going to do. But anyways, they started that then, and nobody's been watching them. So I think it's time to bring that back, hopefully. Because, I don't have a problem with the corporation as long as they act like a fucking human being. I don't have a problem with it. A decent human being. All right, all the best and go fuck yourself. P.S. Please reconsider taking your kids to Yosemite. I grew up in L.A. and some of my earliest memories are doing the Junior Park Ranger program there. Oh yeah, if they're going to be with a park fucking ranger, okay, if they're going to be with me, who has no in-the-woods survival skills whatsoever. Anyways, the person says, I explicitly remember panning for gold in those cold mountain streams, an activity I still love today. All right. Well, I like how you go out into nature and you're still trying to make your capitalist dream come true. I thought you went into, I'm sure it's a peaceful endeavor. To go out and just sort of do a little There Will Be Blood. Oh, wait, he was an oil guy, right? No, I really enjoy nature. I just don't enjoy what's in nature. I don't mind the woods. Forest is a whole other fucking game. All right, differences. Hey, Bill, I got a relationship questions for you. I work. Oh, by the way, did anybody see that video of that fucking guy? He's on a dock. And I don't know what he dropped into the water accidentally. So he jumps in to get it, and when he comes up, his friends are just like, "All right, Mike, just swim to the stairs. Just swim to the stairs." He's like, "What?" They go, "Just swim to the stairs." And he goes, "Why?" And they go, "Just swim to the stairs, Mike." And he fucking puts his snorkel on. He sticks his face in the water, and there's a fucking great white shark like within 20 feet of him. And he comes up like any normal human being, like starts fucking swimming. Oh my God. The fucking terror watching that goddamn video. And obviously, he survives because, there's the film of it, right? But you're still terrified the whole fucking time. He can't get to it. I mean, Spielberg couldn't have shot it any better, right? Oh, my God. Fucking terror. Absolute fucking terror. All right. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with the pool? Differences. Hey, Bill, I got a relationship question for you. Here we go. I work at a job that requires me to work 4 months overseas, then 3 to 4 months of vacation, 4 months overseas, and so on. That's kind of cool. I started dating this lady from my hometown in February. After 4 months of chatting and FaceTiming with her while being away from home, I fell in love with this girl. She is funny, smart, charming, caring, easy to communicate with, and most of all, mentally stable. By the way, what the fuck are you doing for a job? Are you a mercenary? What are you doing? I fell in love with this teacher. I really love her, and I can truly feel comfortable being myself around her. But, there always has to be a but. I am not religious, but of Christian upbringing. My girlfriend is a Jehovah's Witness. JW from now on, okay. Before you jump to conclusions, she is not devoted to JW. Well, if she's seeing you, don't they have to just marry Jehovah Witnesses? Anyway, she said, partially she is Jehovah's Witness because of her family. Otherwise, she would be shunned. But she still follows most of the imposed rules. For example, Jehovah's Witnesses are forbidden to have premarital sex. I'm not reading the next statement in case her family's reading it. The problem we are facing is holiday celebrations. JW do not celebrate birthdays, Christmas, Easter, etc. They don't? Oh my God, that's fucking amazing. Can I do Jehovah's Witness light? Like, I would celebrate Christmas and birthday and Easter with kids, but not for adults. Anyway, this person continues. These festivities play a big part in my country, are widely accepted and celebrated. They are also a very important part of my family and friends' life. Jehovah's Witnesses do not celebrate birthdays because it derives from paganism. Christmas is birth of Jesus. All right, I thought pagans were not into Jesus. I thought pagans were around before Christianity. Christians tortured them into becoming Christians, and then they all had to adopt Jesus, and then Christianity stole a lot of their symbols. That's what I heard. I have no idea. Anyways, Jehovah's Witnesses only celebrate the day of Jesus' death and wedding anniversaries. All right. We started to, well, shit, if you can string her along, that means you only got to buy one gift a year. Wait, do you have to buy her something to celebrate Jesus' death? We started to talk about, celebrating it how? I don't know. All right, we started to talk about building a family early on, and we kind of agreed that our kids could celebrate birthdays, Christmas, and Easter with me or my family, but she would have little to no input in this. She would attend family dinners on those occasions, but not more. She wouldn't even decorate a Christmas tree with me. What bothers me, what the fuck? What bothers me is that she refuses to just take a small part in these celebrations. That's what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like if I married somebody Jewish and they were lighting the menorah, is that what you call it? I mean, would I be, I'll stand here, but I won't light a match. I would do it. Anyway, she would attend family dinners, blah, 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 blah. What bothers me, she won't even be a small part in these celebrations, which do not necessarily hold religious meaning, but brings family and friends together. Her archaic and dogmatic approach towards this disturbs me. I truly love her. We are working hard to find a compromise in this regard. I hope we can find a common ground. What would you think? What do you think, Carrot Face? I think the biggest thing in there is you using the word archaic. That says to me that you're already muttering to yourself in the car about this shit. And if you're already muttering in your car because you don't know that talking to this person is going to be a solution, you got to have a little powwow with yourself. Okay, do you love this person enough to deal with this? Because if you've already, you're pressing the archaic button, and then you said, and dogmatic approach towards this disturbs me. I think, if you're with somebody and something that they're doing, if you legit find it disturbing, not like you're joking around, oh my God, she's into this band, it's kind of disturbing, and you're just sort of making fun of some pop culture thing she likes, but this is like literally how she's going to behave during the holidays or not behave or whatever, and you find it disturbs you. What do you think, Carrot Face? I think you got yourself a problem. That's what I think. Yeah, it's just something you're going to be able to deal with. Oh, man. And then what if, not to put a what if in there, what if all of a sudden after you marry her, her feelings about Jehovah's Witnesses changes. She gets to a certain age and she wants to go back. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's something you have to be on the same page about, I feel, if you're going to have kids. You have to be on the same page as far as, like, if you're going to, like this is how we're raising them. All right? Me and my wife, we don't go to church. We're not into that. So that was fine. That works with us. However, if one of us became like a Jesus freak in the middle of it, I mean, that would put that becomes a completely different thing. So there's always, and that can happen in any relationship. You could be of the same fucking religion and then somebody just gets totally hardcore into it. I don't know. how much do you love her? Is it worth taking that fucking risk? You know, if you just said you just liked her, then I would say, yeah, this ain't gonna work. And I will say that life is hard enough, you don't need to make it harder. Yeah. Archaic. That's the word that hit me. So you don't respect, you respect, but you think that way of thinking is archaic. That's a tough one. So I think early on in the relationship, while you're in the throes of love, it's going to be easy to bite your tongue. But when you sort of come out of the honeymoon phase and then it's the real deal, you know, full pads, it's the regular season, you're in a fucking marriage, I would say, you know, that's, you know, the flame's going to be turned up there. My gut says you should get out of it. That's my gut says. But I don't know how you feel about it. I have no idea. You're going to have to, you know what, the other day you got to make this decision. And you're also asking a stand-up comedian who has more issues than most people, I would think. I'm as fucking crazy as anybody else. All right, data centers. Hey, Billy Ballstein. You may well have raved against this in the past, and maybe I just missed it, but I feel like we have to do something about these fucking data centers popping up left and right. Google has 3 of these massive data facilities in central Ohio alone, and I have a buddy who's an electrician that's been working on Amazon centers for the better part of a decade. They're saying all this shit about how they're going to be run by carbon-free energy by 2030, but you know that's a load of fucking greenwashing language. Of course it is. So giant corporations can't stand behind a facade that they actually give a shit about anything besides their own profit. Living in central Ohio, it's completely infuriating to see this shit and feeling completely helpless in any way to somehow prevent it. These facilities take a tremendous amount of water and electricity to run, and our elected officials are handing over local natural resources to these fucks. Dude, these politicians should be strung up by their fucking balls. They just given this fucking country away. This is the first step towards water is not a human right. As if there isn't going to be any downstream impact for years to come. The little guy is going to have to file in behind the likes of Google, Amazon, Intel, and Microsoft and pay more for water and electricity if the grid can continue to withstand the increased demand. Well, why don't they just go solar? All for what? Cheap land and a tax break? Meanwhile, people can't afford housing, and instead of building affordable housing, the land is just signed away to these apathetic business giants. They're even building these data centers in the fucking desert. As I bitch about this topic, the defeating irony is not lost on me that I send this email using a Google service. I think that makes me a cunt, huh? Anyway, thanks for stopping by Columbus in May. Great set and very happy I got to see it live. Brought my wife and she loved it. Go fuck yourself and I'll be sure to do the same. Yeah, this is all, I don't know what to call it. This is just, it's just brilliant evil, these corporations. So they were first fucking over the working man, and then people fought and died to get unions. And then during a wonderful period in this country, right up until around the 70s, you could work union and you could support a life, wife and a family and all of that shit. Get a car, and all of that, and be a working man. And you could do that right up until like the 70s. And then somewhere along the line, corporations got sick of dealing with these fucking unions, so they were allowed to leave this country to then exploit people in other countries in the form of sweatshop labor. And And then we stopped making things in this country, and they were outside the country, and they didn't have to pay taxes. This is what I think happened. So now they're selling off this fucking land because we don't have any money. There's no way to generate any money. And these people, I don't know if they even pay taxes. Who the fuck even knows? And this never-ending fucking war that has bankrupted the shit out of us, and no politician can get us out of this. I don't even know what the fuck to do here. So I don't know. Guys, we got to stop talking about this shit. Let's try to go fucking lighter, man. I mean, but we also have to kind of, I guess, talk about it. I guess you're not, I don't know. I don't have any solution other than I believe in the average everyday person going down the street, and I just try to respect wherever they line up politically and all that. And I think as a fellow countryman, I should help them in any way that I can, and vice versa. And that's what we need to get back to, instead of acting like we're against each other. All that does is just make super rich people richer. Jesus Christ, when did my podcast become this? I got to start watching more fucking sports here. Oh, Jesus. All right, so that's it. The podcast is done, and I'm just going to take 8 days off, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out how to do this. I honestly don't know what the fuck to do with myself, but I'm going to figure it out. What do you do? What am I going to do? Just fucking sit? I'm going to watch some movies, maybe. You know, but then you know what I do? I'm like, I'll go on the Criterion Channel, and I'll watch fucking 3 movies a day, and I'll knock out 12 movies, and then it's just like, I turn everything into a fucking job. Is there a psychologist listening to this? Do you know what this is? Why people do this? I mean, I know why I do it. I'm fucked up. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. There, I said it. All right, that's it. All right, okay, whatever. All right, that's the podcast, okay? I don't know what you want from me. Go fuck yourselves. I'll check in on you on Thursday.